Hello everyone, Wolf901 here, and let me just show you the most important part of this video right out the gate. So I made these little graphics here to show you all of the different secondary targets, which is super convenient because now you don't have to scope the Kortz center at all, and you can just hold right on the D-pad to see your buyer's request targets during the actual heist, and then just use these handy little maps to find out exactly where they are. So for the secondary loot, basically the way it's broken down is a painting on average is going to be 111.7k per painting. It's going to be a lot less for the vault paintings and a lot more for the paintings inside the exhibition. But they take up 50% of your bag, so that's going to be about 2.2k per percent of your bag as far as like how optimal it is to get. And then we have the smash and grab items, which is all like the loose jewelry. That's only going to take up 10% of your bag and comes out to an average of 3.3k per percent of your bag capacity. The smash and grab singular items, so like the fertility statue and the egg, they're going to take up 20% of your bag and be an average of 3.5k per percent. All the items in the glass cutter, so the horse, the gemstone, the skull, they're going to be about 98.2k like per item, which works out to 3.3k per percent of your bag. They take up 30%. We also have the vault lock boxes, which take up 20% of your bag if you're the person that drills all the little like loot boxes. And because of that, it actually takes up 1.65k per spent. So by far the least percent out of all the items. So pretty much try to avoid the paintings, avoid the lock boxes. Everything else is between 3.3k and 3.5k per percent of your bag. Oh, one thing I forgot about the secondary loot when I was breaking it all down. There's also the delivery truck secondary loot, which is actually really, really good because it can give you like about 140,000, which is more than the average painting, but it only takes up 30% of your bag. So that's an average of 4.6k per percent of your bag, which is by far the most. So if the delivery truck loot is there, definitely grab that if you just want to squeeze out every single dollar from the Kortz heist. But getting into the run here, obviously I drive up like everyone else, and just when we're doing this, a couple little pro tips for the Kortz heist. The preps can actually be started from your phone. You can just call up your boy Raph and you can actually start up every single prep mission from your phone, so that's pretty convenient. As well too, on the prep for the hacking device, you can simply equip night vision and then just shoot the generator. It's a little bit quicker than hacking the door. As well, when you get into this tunnel, there is a motorcycle, so you can hop on and take a quick peep at your map to see the quickest exit out of the tunnels because you can get a little bit lost down there. And then for the helicopter prep, you can actually use your oppressor to lock on and shoot these targets and then easily just grab the car, open up your snack menu, spam snacks, and then you'll also lose the cops naturally just by driving to the waypoint. And then for when you're flying the helicopter, all you have to do is make a little cut in between these two jets here and you're home free. So very easy prep missions. The other one all very straightforward. But going back to the heist here, here's my entrance. Of course, we're using the Mark II shotgun. I've given up on my full stealth run or my full non-lethal run with the stun gun. There's just too many little inconsistencies. And speaking about inconsistencies, if you're playing this multiplayer, guards will just hear sounds they typically they won't normally hear when you're playing solo. Solo, it's pretty consistent overall, but for whatever reason, multiplayer, I don't know if it's some server sync issue, there is just random things. Sometimes you shoot a guard that never sets enough alarm, but then this time someone hears it. Sometimes you run on a certain level and guards down below hear that, so just keep that in mind if you're playing multiplayer. But here, I know I'm just shooting everyone. This guy, wait till he's in this spot, and it's very important you shoot that camera with the pistol. For whatever reason, if you shoot it with a shotgun, the guard on the roof will actually hear it, so make sure you're taking it down with the pistol. So when we get to the second level here, I just take a little peep at the camera to make sure it's looking away from this guard. Then I take him out, and then I go ahead and shoot the cam with the pistol. That's our two cameras taken out for the entire heist. You cannot take out any more than that. But we will be going this direction again for our escape, so it's pretty efficient that we're going down the same path twice. This is pretty easy if you don't get the two guards that spawn at the bottom. You can just run up on the stairs. If you do get the two guards that spawn at the bottom, you're going to want to take this like little route around them, take out this guy, and then you can quickly take out both, no problems at all. So we get to the roof, we get in. Obviously you want to be taking out all of these guards in order to get the key because we're going to be taking the downstairs exit out of this museum area. Something to note too, once you take out the guard at the bottom and disable the alarm, you can start smashing and grabbing. You don't have to take out the upstairs guards first. They will not hear you. But of course, you're able to use my key here to find all your secondary targets without needing to scope anything out. It should be pretty convenient. And then if you don't get a key from any of the guards, or if you just want different loot, here's my little route for taking out all the guards upstairs. You can shoot this guy that I'm shooting at here from the other side as well through the glass, but I just like to go over here. And then you can also sneak by this camera. Even though it looks like you're in it, you can sneak by it, so you can grab this loot as well. Even if you're solo and you won't be able to open up that special locked area. Going down to the vault now. Super simple, easy shotgun shots on everyone. I like to disable the cams here temporarily, and then I can take out that guard either when he's like standing in this little like hallway here, or if he's in the camera room, you can just shoot him there. And then by the time you put in the code and go into the laser room, the it'll like despawn the area, so he won't, that when that camera turns back on, it won't set off the alarm. And then obviously entering the laser room, I have 3 YouTube shorts going over the how to get through the various laser patterns. There's basically 3 patterns that each have a difficulty variant, but for the way I show, it doesn't matter the difficulty variant. You'll be able to get them through them very easily. The only one that is looking back on my YouTube short is for the 3rd map I did. I made it look so easy. The hard mode difficulty, there's basically laser walls coming down the sides that go all the way down the entire pattern, and then it like changes from sides and then one down the middle. So when you're navigating through that, just kind of keep an eye on the very end so you can see if it's the side ones or the middle one coming down, just so obviously you don't get caught in that wall. Then we can make it to the vault. Super easy. So then we just can take the elevator back up to the upper floor. You can also go on the ground floor as well if you just temporarily disable the cams. We're going to be out of here in no time because we grabbed our secondary loot first. The reason we're going out the downstairs way versus the upstairs way, because if you go out upstairs, you have this tricky shot of this guy who's a little bit too far, and sometimes you can't kill him quick enough before he shoots his gun. So that is why we're exiting out the bottom area here, which is super consistent. You can shoot that guy in the bottom if you want, but then we're just running up the stairs. So once we get up here, there's going to be 2 guards. One's going to be walking around and one's going to be standing still. You can take them out, no problem. And then we're onto the roof where we're going to take our helicopter exit. I like the helicopter exit. Super simple, super convenient. You can just put your controller down, and with the speed you're running through this, especially with the little, the little key, so you know your buyer's request and you know exactly where everything is, you should be able to fly through this heist no problem. Easily get under 17 minutes for the elite challenge. But yeah, and then right here as well, I have 2 different examples of the helicopter exit. The top example is if you don't have the upgrade for the helicopter, and the bottom example is if you do. So what it does is it just makes it so the cops won't be alerted as long as you leave completely undetected, versus the unupgraded version, which will just drive and eventually get the cops. They do end up taking slightly different routes. From the beginning, it seems like the upgraded helicopter is going way faster and it's going to give you a better time at the end. But if I like fast forward through this, you can actually see that you get to the end spot, even though you're taking different routes, you actually get to the final spot literally at the exact same time. I like to take the helicopter upgrade just because I don't like to get shot by the cops and everything. It's also better if you want to do the full stealth challenge. And yeah, make it to the end. I like this route because it's just super consistent. No little weird things about, you know, sometimes a guard can hear you at one spot. Depending on their spawns, it could change. This route is just nice because, you know, it's very consistent regardless of where the guards are spawning. And it's my favorite way to do the Kortz heist. I actually really like the Kortz heist. I think the laser puzzle is fun and definitely makes it like a unique heist. Like everyone, you know, people are talking about it. Makes it stand out from the others. And I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool raiding little art gallery. So hopefully this video is helpful. I think by far the most helpful part is those cheat sheets I put together, just so you know where all the secondary targets are. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and take care.